Hello, beautiful people. Excuse me. So moving on from last time where we're talking about the beliefs and of our health and how we can actually break those limiting beliefs, right? But I just wanted to bring in here, where do our beliefs actually come from? So the beliefs we know are basically the powerhouse that drive all our behavior. So our behavior is our thoughts, our thinking, our feeling, and our actions, right? This is like we have an attitude towards something that's driven that drives it's driven by the beliefs, right? So as children, we are conditioned to, and this is where the beliefs come from. So we're not actually, what the most amazing thing is when we realize this, when you start this journey of identifying your beliefs, is you realize that you actually never chose any of these beliefs, right? We didn't choose them. We got given or handed down these beliefs. So they were conditioned into us as children, programs from parents, from peers, from teachers, from society, from mass media, right, and advertisement. Because our child brain between 0 and 7 is basically in theta state brainwave, which is a kind of like a mini like state of hypnosis, and you'll see why. I mean, they're just like sponges, right? If you know children, they're just like sponges. They mimic and do everything because they're in this hypnotic state. So I'm going to ask you today to do something really interesting, because it will just start to crack open this concept for you a little bit, right? So I'm going to ask you to do an action step, so you can actually see how this works. So our beliefs become, I'll show you in a minute, I'll tell you in a minute. So our beliefs become our self-made prison, right? Because they drive our behaviors, thoughts, feelings, and actions, and attitudes to something, towards life, towards health, towards ourselves, towards parenting, towards whatever it is, right? And because our actions, our attitudes, thoughts, feelings, and actions, since we live in an inside-out world, right? So we're projecting onto the world how we're feeling, how we're thinking, how we're acting in our everyday life. Then we receive them and perceive them the same way. So it's a kind of this inside-out world. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail about what I mean by that in a later episode. But we live this inside-out world. The feelings and thoughts and the material create and manifest what we actually see and perceive, right? So what I want to ask you a question: what are your beliefs about your health? What are your beliefs about health in general, right? So start writing them down. Just start to analyze them and just see what you're believing, right? So it's really interesting, because then we can crack them open and we can actually release them, and that will give you the catalyst from problem to possibility and further, right? So we can actually go from pain to power to purpose, and then this is the whole journey that I would like to show you the direction of. So for example, perhaps you have a belief, I get easily sick, right? You perhaps were given that as a child when your parents were talking about you. Oh, she always gets sick at this time of the year, or she always gets a cold or whatever, or she has a weak demeanor, or she has a problem with her airways or her respiratory system or whatever, right? So maybe you believe that you always get colds or flus whenever the weather changes, or you go on holiday. That's a belief, right? Those are beliefs that we can, once we identify them, we can shift them. We can actually redefine them. And that's what I want to show you how to do. So we can also have, like I said, we've been told, or we believe, or we believe that we have problems with our gut, we have respiratory issues, right? So when you start to kind of like look at those, where they came from, and how we can, and that we didn't actually choose them, right? The prisons that we live, the walls that we live within, right? The beliefs define our walls. So, and alternatively, and you can also try asking the question, hang on, what else do I want to say about that? Sorry. Yes, sorry. You can ask the question, what do healthy and fit and what healthy and fit people believe, right? So you can maybe have a like an athlete that you admire or a mentor, fitness mentor that you admire, right? Just start asking, what kind of beliefs do they have about their health? Right, so it's like you're coming at it from both angles. So what beliefs do I have about my health? But you can also actually look at it from both sides, and you can start to see where the beliefs came from. You don't really need to know that, but you like the deep beliefs. But we can start to crack it open and shift those beliefs, so you can catalyze your healing journey, massively and with a lot of more momentum once we understand that these beliefs that were conditioned and programmed into us through family, society, are actually controlling all aspects of our life. So I'll love you and leave you, and see you next time, where we can actually go deeper into this this issue and to crack it open a bit more. I'm thinking of I might actually be doing a webinar about this on my Facebook channel, on my Facebook page, and I'll try and upload it to YouTube if it allows me to, if it's not too long. Otherwise, on this Wednesday, I'm going to restart doing my Facebook lives now that I'm settled back into a kind of semi-permanent home until our home gets vacated, a new home gets vacated from Airbnb. So yes, join me for that on Wednesday at it's going to be 12 o'clock Greek Athens time, 12 noon. So come and join me for that, and we'll go dive deeper as like a workshop into that. Otherwise, join me here next time, and I will be talking about this more, and trying to help you get to the catalyst from possibility, from problem to possibility. Forgive me, it's about 33 degrees here with so much humidity. We're having an extended summer in Crete. So I love you and leave you, and I'll see you next time.